week. Fmcsa recommended making public all data on carrier complaints. A government audit has found that the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, Fmcsa, should make its complaint database more transparent to make it more useful to truck drivers. A report released Tuesday by the U.S. Government Accountability Office, GAO, concluded that Fmcsa does not provide general access to all categories of complaint data, which is contrary to U.S. Department of Transportation policy. Specifically, Fmcsa does not release any information regarding complaints against trucking and bus companies or electronic logging device providers, the 60-page report states. As a result, Fmcsa may miss opportunities to improve transparency and collaboration with industry partners. Fmcsa officials told GAO that the agency has not made releasing the information a priority. Fmcsa officials said they currently have no plans to make all categories of complaint data public, but they may consider doing so in the future. The GAO audit, which ran from April 2022 to September 2023, reviewed complaints filed from January 2016 to December 2021. Approximately 37,700 of these complaints were filed against trucking companies, 29,400 against household goods moving companies and brokers, and 200 against bus companies. The review found that Fmcsa provided detailed internal guidance on how Fmcsa staff should review and respond to certain categories of complaints, but no such guidance was provided for other categories of complaints. The guidance for handling safety, hazardous materials, household products, and other business-related complaints does not provide step-by-step instructions on how to respond to, handle, or terminate complaints, GAO said. Insufficient coverage of truck driver censoring that the target audience is reached is important to ensure that Fmcsa can ensure that its database remains useful, GAO argues. But the watchdog found that the Fmcsa's coverage varies by audience, with more emphasis on those planning to use the services of household moving companies and less on commercial truck drivers. In fact, representatives from 5 trucking associations interviewed by GAO, including the Independent Owner-Operator Association and the FTL Trucking Association, were unaware of Fmcsa's efforts to promote its complaint website. These representatives said they are hearing from truck drivers about incidents that can be reported on the complaints website, citing examples such as employers forcing drivers to exceed work hours and failing to address workplace safety concerns. The GAO said. In response, Fmcsa officials told GAO that the focus on the household goods program is consistent with the priorities and direction of Fmcsa management, and that the $4 million in funding available each fiscal year for outreach and education should also be used for other programs and initiatives. GAO also found that the complaint website is not always easy to view on mobile devices, an issue that should be corrected given that the trucking industry considers it particularly important for truck drivers. Agency refuses user testing. Fmcsa officials told GAO that the website was not tested with external users because the feedback the agency received from internal testing and user surveys was sufficient for its purposes. However, because Fmcsa may be missing opportunities to learn about actual user needs, GAO recommended that such testing be conducted with truck drivers or other trucking industry professionals. This was the only recommendation that Fmcsa rejected, telling GAO that conducting external user testing was not a sustainability-compliant approach. Fmcsa further stated that it plans to revamp the complaint website to ensure it meets industry design standards and incorporates user feedback, GAO noted. However, while GAO acknowledged that modernization would be a good first step, we argue that testing the website with external users, a leading practice for federal websites, will provide Fmcsa with important insight into how useful the website is to its intended audience. Before launching any changes to the complaint site, the audit report said,